Ever wondered what a city that's lived 1,000 lives feels like? City that's been the heart of an empire, torn in two, and then stitched back together with threads of art, music, and pure raw energy? Welcome to Berlin, Germany's vibrant, ever-evolving capital. Forget everything you think you know about historic European cities. Berlin isn't a museum piece. It's a living, breathing canvas where history isn't just remembered, it's spray-painted on a crumbling wall, it's danced to in an abandoned warehouse, and it's debated over a cup of coffee in a sun-drenched cafe. Join me as we dive headfirst into the soul of Berlin. We're not just going to see the sights, we're going to feel the city's pulse. From the majestic Brandenburg Gate, a symbol of division and triumphant unity, to the hauntingly beautiful East Side Gallery, where the Berlin Wall was transformed into the world's longest open-air art exhibition. This isn't just a trip, it's an immersion. We'll get lost in the maze-like streets of Mitte, uncover hidden courtyards brimming with indie boutiques and street art, and feel the weight of history at the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. But Berlin's story doesn't end with its past. We'll taste the future in its incredible food scene. From late-night currywurst stands to Michelin-starred restaurants pushing culinary boundaries. We'll feel the beat of its legendary nightlife, exploring everything from laid-back beer gardens along the Spree River to the world-renowned techno clubs that never seem to sleep. We'll wander through the lush, green expanse of the Tiergarten, Berlin's very own Central Park, and climb the Victory Column for a breathtaking panorama of this sprawling, fascinating city. Are you ready to experience a city that's unapologetically itself? A place where history is your neighbor and creativity is the air you breathe? Buckle up, because our Berlin adventure starts right now. The next few minutes I'll show you why this city will capture your heart and refuse to let go. We'll uncover the must-see landmarks, the hidden gems only locals know about, and the unforgettable experiences that make a trip to Berlin so much more than just a vacation. So, stick around, you won't want to miss this. Let's begin our journey at the Reichstag building. This isn't just the seat of the German parliament. It's a masterpiece of architecture where history and modernity collide. The real showstopper is its massive glass dome. As you ascend the spiral walkway inside, you're not just getting a stunning 360-degree view of the city skyline. You're literally walking above the heads of the nation's policymakers. It's a powerful symbol of transparency in government. Looking down, you can see the parliamentary chamber. And looking out, you see the Brandenburg Gate, the Tiergarten, and the entire city unfolding before you. It's a surreal experience that perfectly encapsulates Berlin's spirit, respectful of its past, but always looking forward. Pro tip: book your free ticket online in advance to skip the long queues. It's an absolute must-do. From the heights of the Reichstag, we descend to ground level and walk just a few steps to the iconic Brandenburg Gate. Standing here, you can almost feel the echoes of history. This was once a symbol of a divided Germany, a backdrop for Cold War tension where it stood in a lonely no-man's land. Today, it's a symbol of peace and reunification, thronged with people from all over the world. Imagine Napoleon marching through here, or the unforgettable images of people climbing the wall and celebrating right here in 1989. It's more than just a magnificent structure. It's a witness to history, and standing beneath its arches is a truly moving experience. Now let's talk about the Berlin Wall. While most of it was torn down, its memory is preserved all over the city. The most powerful and vibrant remnant is the East Side Gallery. It's a 1.3-kilometer stretch of the original wall. Running alongside the River Spree has been transformed into an incredible art gallery. Over 100 artists from around the globe came here after the wall fell to paint murals depicting themes of freedom, hope, and political change. The most famous piece is probably the Fraternal Kiss, showing the Soviet and East German leaders locked in an embrace. Walking along this gallery is like taking a stroll through a modern history book, but with way more color and emotion. Each painting tells a story, a cry for freedom, or a celebration of unity. But to truly understand the human cost of the wall, you have to visit the Berlin Wall Memorial on Bernauerstrasse. This is a much more somber and reflective place. It preserves a complete section of the border fortifications, including an inner wall, a patrol road, lampposts, and a watchtower. You get a chilling sense of what it was really like to live in the shadow of this brutal division. There's a documentation center, with powerful stories of escape attempts, families torn apart, and the lives lost trying to cross. It's an essential, gut-wrenching part of the Berlin experience that reminds us never to take freedom for granted. Just a short walk from the Brandenburg Gate lies another profound and essential site, the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. Designed by Peter Eisenman, it consists of 2,711 concrete slabs, or stelae, arranged in a grid pattern on a sloping field. As you walk among them, the ground becomes uneven, the columns grow taller, and the sounds of the city fade away. You begin to feel disoriented, isolated, a feeling meant to represent the loss and disorientation of the Jewish people during the Holocaust. It's not a place for selfies. It's a place for quiet contemplation and remembrance. Beneath the field is an information center that shares the stories of individual families. Putting personal faces to the unimaginable numbers of the tragedy, it's a beautifully designed, deeply impactful memorial. Now let's shift gears and explore Berlin's cultural heart, Museum Island. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is exactly what it sounds like, an island in the middle of the Spree River that houses 5 world-class museums. You could easily spend days here. There's the Pergamon Museum, famous for its monumental structures like the Ishtar Gate of Babylon. The News Museum is home to the iconic bust of Nefertiti, an ancient Egyptian masterpiece that is even more stunning in person. Then you have the Alta Nacional Gallery, filled with 19th century art, the Bode Museum with its incredible sculpture collection, and the Altes Museum for Classical Antiquities. Even if you're not a huge museum person, the architecture alone is worth the visit. It's a treasure trove of human history and creativity, all concentrated in one magnificent spot. But Berlin's art isn't confined to its museums. The city itself is a gallery. Just wander through neighborhoods like Kreuzberg or Friedrichshain, and you'll see what I mean. Street art is everywhere, from massive building-sized murals to tiny, clever stencils. It's a core part of the city's identity, a constant conversation happening on its walls. To find some of the best spots, explore the area around Rogelhunde in Friedrichshain. A former train repair yard now turned into a sprawling subcultural compound of art galleries, clubs, and skate parks. Or take a walk down Bula Straße, where the Urban Nation Museum has turned the entire street into a canvas for internationally renowned street artists. It's vibrant, ever-changing, and completely free to enjoy. Feeling hungry after all that walking? You're in luck, because Berlin's food scene is as diverse and exciting as the city itself. Let's start with a classic, currywurst. ULL finds stands all over the city selling this iconic snack of chopped sausage smothered in a sweet and spicy ketchup curry powder sauce. It's the ultimate Berlin street food. For another must-try, head to a Turkish market in Kreuzberg for an authentic diner kebab. Forget the ones you've had at home. Berlin is where the modern diner was invented, and they take it seriously. It's a flavor explosion. And you can't leave without visiting a bakery for a Berliner, the Fluffy, jam-filled donut that shares its name with the city's residents. Beyond street food, Berlin is a paradise for foodies of all stripes. The city is incredibly vegetarian and vegan-friendly, with entire restaurants dedicated to plant-based cuisine. You can find food from all corners of the globe. It's from authentic Vietnamese pho in Dong Xuan Center to delicious Italian pizza in Prenzlauer Berg. On Thursdays, Markthal Noon in Kreuzberg hosts Street Food Thursday, where you can sample dozens of creative dishes from local vendors in a lively historic market hall. From budget-friendly bites to high-end dining, Berlin has something to satisfy every craving and every budget. As day turns to night, Berlin reveals a completely different side of its personality. The city's nightlife is legendary for a reason. It's not about dress codes and velvet ropes. It's about freedom, self-expression, and music. The scene is centered around techno, and clubs like Berghain, Tresor, and Watergate are pilgrimage sites for electronic music fans worldwide. But it's not all hard-hitting techno. You can find every kind of vibe here. Chill out in a sprawling beer garden in the summer, sipping a local brew under the chestnut trees. Check out a live band in a gritty rock bar in Kreuzberg. Or explore the unique ruin bars, which are set up in derelict buildings with eclectic, mismatched furniture and a uniquely Berlin atmosphere. If you need a break from the urban energy, Berlin has you covered. The Tiergarten is the city's green lung, a massive park larger than London's Hyde Park. It's the perfect place for a stroll, a picnic, or even renting a paddle boat on one of its lakes. At its center stands the Siegessäule, or Victory Column, topped by a golden statue of Victoria. Climb the 285 steps to the top for one of the best views of the city. Looking straight down the avenue towards the Brandenburg Gate, for a more wild and fascinating green space, Visit the former Tempelhof Airport. This Nazi-era airport has been turned into a huge public park where people now cycle, skate, and fly kites on the old runways. It's a surreal and wonderful example of how Berlin reclaims and repurposes its history. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of Berlin. A city of contrasts, where haunting history and vibrant creativity live side by side. It's a city that invites you to get lost, to explore, to question, and to have fun. It's a place that will challenge you, surprise you, and ultimately charm you. Whether you're a history buff, an art lover, a foodie, or a night owl, Berlin has something unforgettable waiting for you. It's a city that doesn't just show you its past, it invites you to be a part of its present. I hope this journey has inspired you to add Berlin to your travel list. It's a city that truly gets under your skin in the best way possible. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments what part of Berlin you'd want to visit first. Till next time, happy travels.